Hello and welcome back to this tutorial series, Conjugate Heat Transfer in a copper tube. This is part 3, the setup inside the ANSYS Fluent for this tutorial. So to do so, first of all, I will double click to the setup to open the ANSYS Fluent. So here I will select the double precision and use for solver processors. It depends on your computers. So I will press on start. So we have our geometry in the ANSYS Fluent. As you can see here, you can open the mesh display, see all the surfaces, including the symmetry and the wall surfaces, interior surface, inlet and outlets. So here actually the hot water with 60 degrees C is coming with a velocity of 0.25 meter per second, and as a cooling flow, the air velocity is 1 meter per second coming from this inlet, and the temperature is 20 degree C. So first of all, I will go to the units, change the temperature unit to Celsius. So you can press here on one of these quantities, and then on the keyboard type T. You will see the temperature, click on it and change the units from Kelvin to degrees Celsius, and then you can close this window actually here. In this general part, I will select the pressure base. I will keep the default values here, and this is the steady state. I will go to the outline view, and here after this setting, first let me open the cell zones. As you can see, there is no cell zones inside this window. You can open the fluid and solid and drag and drop these zones actually into this graphic window. So if you do so, you will see you will have the fluid air domain here. I can do the same for the water and also for the solid fin and the solid tube. So these zones will be added to this mesh display as well. So I will display again here. I can also change the color by surface and close and display something like this. I can also select the edges, so all the meshes will be displayed on these surfaces, as you can see here. So now I can start to the settings here. After this general, I will go to the models and activate first the energy equation by double clicking on it, and then select the energy equation and press on OK. For now, let me close this window. Then I will use the Viscous model, double click on it. So for actually this type of problem, maybe k omega SSD model is the best option for such a problem. But in this case, I'm going to use the k-epsilon model and the realizable model with the standard valve function, and press OK for this educational purposes. So I will define our viscous model, and now I can go to the next part. So if you open the material and fluid and solid, you will see the default fluid material is air and the default solid is aluminum. We are going to use the water for the fluid and also the copper for the solid actually. Here for copper tube, you can just right click on the fluid, for example, press on new and go to the Fluent database here. Open the Fluent database, and at the end of this list you have water liquid. You can click on it and then press on copy. So if you press on copy, this water liquid will be added under the fluid. So I will do the copy, and you will see the water liquid under the fluid. Then I will go to the material type, change it to the solid under this Fluent database for material, and search for the copper. Select the copper and press copy. So this copper will also add under the solid material. So we have all of this material under the material, so we can use in the different zones. So for the next step, I can go to the cell zone conditions, open this one, and open each of these cell zones. First of all, I will select fluid air. So the default material air has been selected for this one, so that's okay. I can close this window and then open the fluid water by double clicking on it. Then I will change the material. If you open, you have water liquid under the material. I will select the water liquid, press on apply, and apply this material for this zone. And then for the solid fin, this is an aluminum fin, so the default aluminum has been applied to this one before. So I can close this one and open the solid tube. So for the solid tube, I will select copper under this material name and then press on apply and close this window. You can also, if you are going to see each of these zones here inside the graphic window, for example, you can right click on it and press on display. You will see the fluid air here. All of this domain is related to the air, and then you can simply drag and drop this fluid water inside the graphic. So this part is our air domain, and here I can add the solid fin. So the fin is here, aluminum fin. So I will drag and drop here. It will be add here. And then finally the solid tube, I can drag and drop here. And this is the solid part of the copper tube. So I will use the isometric view a little bit and zoom in. And then we can go to the boundary conditions. We have inlet, outlet, symmetry, and wall, and also internal. I can open first the inlet, and we have an inlet air. I will double click on the inlet air surface here. You can also, let me close first, and you can also add this one by drag and drop into this actually graphic area here. So it has been added here. I can also add this inlet water, which is this surface. So this one also will be added here. So it's a simple way to add something to the graphic by simply drag and drop. So I will open first the inlet air. The air for the cooling of this copper tube is coming inside here. Then the velocity magnitude, I will select 1 here. And then for this turbulence specification, I will use the intensity and the hydraulic diameter. Use 3% for this one. And I can use, this is the hydraulic diameter is meter. So based on our geometry, I will put the 0.0125 meter for this one, hydraulic diameter. And under the thermal tab, this is inlet air, so it will come with the 20 degrees C into our domain. Then I will press on apply. All this setting will be applied to this velocity inlet. This is inlet air, and then I will open the inlet water. So the water is coming inside with velocity of 0.25 meter per second. 0.25. Use again intensity, hydraulic diameter. Change the intensity to 3%, and the same hydraulic diameter I will consider 0.0125, and go to the thermal tab. So this is a hot water, 60 degrees Celsius, and I will use the apply. Then I can close this window. Then we can check the internal surfaces. You don't need to do anything for this internal surfaces. But if you are going to see what is this surface, for example, is, I can just simply show, we can check together one by one. This is our inlet air. This is the inlet water. I can drag and drop it here into this window. Then we can check this interior fluid air surface. I can add it here. So whole this air actually will be added here. I can add the interior fluid water, so this part will be added here, and you can do the same for all of this, then check one by one. So I will ignore this part now and go to the outlet. So you can just simply open the outlet air and water. This is pressure outlet, as you can see here. You don't need to change anything here. You can just close it, and only you can open and check. This part also, I can close this one. And these are our symmetry plane we have defined in the SpaceClaim. And then finally our wall boundary conditions, as you can see here. So just let me display this inlet and then the wall. This is the tube wall top and bottom we have defined for the top and bottom surface actually of the tube. I can add it here, this one, and this is the bottom one. I can also add this fluid air solid fin. So if I have added here, you will see this is the top and bottom surface and also side walls of the aluminum fin. As you can see here, there is a shadow also generated automatically by the Fluent, because this surface is between a solid and a fluid region. So we have also this fluid air solid tube. This surface, this is connected to this one, and there is also a shadow because here we have fluid and then there is a solid copper tube here. So you can see the internal actually side here. So you can check all the walls, all surfaces like this, and so that's it for this wall bottom and top. I've considered this top and bottom as the default heat flux. So the heat flux is 0. It means that these two will be considered isolated walls. So I can close this part also. So that's it for this boundary condition. And now I can go to the solution and the method here. I will keep the default settings here, but you can also change this turbulence models to second order. I will keep this one as a default, and then I will go to the control and I will change this momentum under relaxation factor to 0.3. Then in the next step, I will go to the monitor, open this one, extend this monitor, open the residual window, and I will deselect all the check convergence check actually. So we can define how many iteration we need for our solution. So if we reach to this value, the iteration will be continue until the end of our solution. So I will press on OK, just check if this print to console and plot has been checked here. So we have the data on the console and also a plot for all of this equation. So after this residual, I can use the report definition to define average temperature on the outlet water. So right click here, and then under the new and the surface report, I will select the mass weighted average. And then here inside this window, I will select the temperature as our field variable, static temperature. And under this surface, I will select the outlet water. So we have an average value temperature of the water at the outlet of the copper tube. I can call it as like water outlet temperature, and then press on OK to define one report file and the plot. You can also tick this one this option, then you have an outlet parameter, and you can use actually the parametric study inside the workbench. But this is not in the scope of this tutorial, so I will press on OK. So after OK, you will see you have a report file and report plot here. Then I will go to the initialization and then select the default hybrid initialization and press on Initialize. And after that, I will go to the run calculation, and under the number of iteration, I will select 300, and then I will press on the calculate. So the actually simulation has been started, as you can see here. So this is our value, the residual values under the console, and also we have two plots, one for the water outlet temperature and the scaled residual. So we will continue all of this iteration to 300 because we uncheck the convergence check mark. So there are actually two window for check our convergence. This is residual, and also this is water outlet temperature, which needs to be reached to a constant value in this steady simulation. So we will wait to see the completion of our iteration. So as you can see, the temperature is reaching roughly to this 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, so after this 300 number of iterations, the calculation has been completed. So we can check the residual. They are almost under the E-7 for the momentum, and the other values are below this value also. We reach to a very small residual values. It's a very good sign of convergence. And also here on the temperature on the outlet of the copper tube, we reach to a constant temperature is roughly 60 degrees Celsius. So these two signs actually two signs of our good convergence. So I can go to the workbench and save the project. So this part setup has been done actually here. And so in the next video, we will go through to do some post-processing, like creating pass line, or even the actually contours, temperature contours of this project. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.